troopers and grinders. Welcome to Hank the Tank's post show for UFC 309. What an interesting card we had. On the one hand, I actually liked some of the results that took place, who won, who was more deserving. But on the other hand, no finishes on the main card except for a John Jones KO in the main event, which I honestly don't think anybody on the planet Earth wanted, except those who just like rooting for a guy because they're number one. And everything else about their character is just completely out of their view. And that was John Jones. However, Charles Oliveira did get the win against Michael Chandler in a pretty great fight. I am assuming that is going to get fight of the night just because it was a little back and forth, especially towards the end. Exciting contest. Bo Nickel completely disappointed. He has a very low ceiling in the UFC against somebody who can actually grapple. This guy's fucked. Okay. And someone who can strike and grapple, Bo Nickel doesn't stand a chance. We saw that Bo Nickel is not going to get very far in the middleweight division. Also, Vivian Araujo took on Natalia Silva. No, not Natalia Silva. I wish it was that. But it was Karine Silva, and Karine Silva looked like absolute crap. And Araujo beat her, which I'm actually happy about because it means we have less fights with Karine Silva on a main card when everybody knows that she can't get finishes when it's in the top 15. So probably going to go to a way more deserving women's talent to save the show in the future. What the heck else happened on this card? I mean, let's go through it, I guess. We're waiting on Dana White to appear and answer some questions from the media scrum. But pretty sure he's too busy pleasing Donald Trump in his personal office in the building. But that is neither here nor there. Yep, John Jones beat old man Stippy. And honestly, I wouldn't want to say competitive, but there were glimpses of success from Stipe. And, that's what happens with a lot of fighters in John Jones title fights. They get off a few shots, Jones runs away, and so their punches mean less because he's on the back foot. And then eventually John Jones hits some crazy-ass video game kick and then gets the ground and pound win. Happens almost every single time. That's what happened here. John Jones threw a kick out of a video game, and he won. And then he pointed at the big man and proceeded to do a cringy-ass gay dance, trying to mimic Donald Trump. Tried a mating dance. Unfortunately, I don't think it worked. It got close to it. The mating dance was partially successful. They exchanged titles. They also exchanged phone numbers, but that happened after the camera cut out. And what a visual, man. Elon, Uncle Fester, the evil wife attacker, Elon Musk, creepy-ass dark MAGA man-child, and Kid Rock was around somewhere. I don't know where he was, but he was there. Everybody in one big political orgy. And that was most of what this main card was, to be honest. But Stipe had moments where he hit Jones with the right, he hit him with the left. Usually it was on the side of the head, never connected with the face. And there was no chance that Stipe Miocic was going to knock out John Jones. So that's it. And then, Dana's here. Dana's here. Here we go. Time to listen to the old man Dana. What do you want, Dana? What do you want? Oh, God damn it. John Jones. John Jones.
Number 4 highest.
Glazing the numbers, of course. Well, let's listen to what he has to say because he might talk about some of the bonuses that were handed out. There he is. Spam the duck emojis, MMA community. Spam the duck emojis.
20,200. The gate was 16.7 million. Second highest grossing event ever. Number 4 highest. What does it say?
What does it say?
4 highest. I don't know what it is. We did something good at number 4. So we hold number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
He has no idea what he's
9 all time here. Oliveira and Chandler, John Jones,
John Jones,
Rahemus and Elliott. We gave them both. They all got 50,000. It was hard to pick between all those fights. So
Wait.
fourth highest all time ever. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna listen to you. What were the bonuses again? Oh, Jesus Christ. Shit show central. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Who did he say we're giving bonuses?
What's up, gang?
The gang
was 20,200. The gate was 16.7 million. Second highest grossing event ever. Number 4 highest. What does it say? Number 4 highest. I don't know what it is. We did something good at number 4. So we hold number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9 all time here. Oliveira and Chandler, John Jones,
Oliveira, Chandler,
John Jones. They all got 50,000. It was hard to pick between all those fights.
And Elliott.
All
right.
Congrats to them.
Well, Oliveira gets yet another bonus, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Got it. Thank you.
We have to start with the main event. John Jones, obviously, you've been singing his praises forever. Just the greatest fighter ever.
You've been singing his praises forever. Ain't that the truth?
The kicks that started right from the jump. Heard him with the first kick. This guy's fight IQ is off the charts. And, everybody gonna admit now that he's the half pound best fighter in the world. And let me tell you what, this thing had upset written all over it too. I mean, all the talk about John Jones, Stipe seemed pissed, focused, and he came.
Gay fight of the night, Chandler and Oliveira, but not Onama versus Roberto. Yeah, that was a good fight. You're right.
How he was kicking the legs and the body. Every time he kicked the body, I thought it was over. And then he would go for the head kick and slipping punches.
We'll see.
He's 38 years old this summer. He looked incredible. I just don't know how any of you don't see that this guy's the fucking greatest fighter in the history of fucking people.
All the fucking heads.
And again tonight, he went in and did what he did.
Cage side.
As long as he's active, he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Didn't give a bonus, Jim Miller.
Wanted to fight Tom next, and you said that could just be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time.
It will be.
John was on the post.
Didn't give a bonus, Jim Miller. Yeah,
well.
How was your crash out, man? I crashed out at John, Dana, and Trump all blazing together.
What he's doing, neither will I.
And
then he will resurface. And
yeah, I got pissed out at them. But I didn't care about the main event because I knew that Jones was going to win. Yeah, and don't expect crash outs from me.
After he took the kicks to the body, because he looked slow.
It's honestly assholeish.
Don't say Stipe. Stipe was in fucking great shape. He came in and he was here to win. And John
Jones.
His fight
performance. Nice. Good for Ramiz.
People who 99.9% of the media don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to fighting. Thank you, sir.
What do you make of Stipe's career now that he's officially hung it up?
All Chandler under
He's had an
delivered.
incredible career, and it doesn't diminish.
Yeah, they just couldn't knock each other out, couldn't finish each other.
When you think about Stipe, he's made a lot of money. He's been a firefighter. He'll retire with his pension and all the things. Stipe's gonna have a great life.
Co-main event, obviously, another fight tonight.
Just how bad are the new gloves? Yeah, real bad. Honestly, the old gloves allowed no finishes on the main card.
Yeah, the reffing lately,
the body.
The judging has been weird lately, and I don't disagree with you. I
weird.
saw a fight tonight that should have been stopped earlier, and it just
What do you do with Charles? He's pretty adamant that he wants to be cage side for that Islam and Armin fight, whenever that.
Took 3 rounds for Jones to win. Imagine what Tom does.
And just a couple other unrelated to the top fights. The gloves that went back to the old.
Yeah,
that's a permanent move.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's a permanent move.
Permanent move for the gloves. Oops. What is happening? Oh, we're stuck. I don't know, man. Can Aspinall break through the fucking long-ass reach of John Jones? That's the question. Come on, hurry up, Dana.
But the problem is we don't have enough of the old gloves, so until we can get
They don't have enough in supply?
them all done, yeah, that's it.
Are you going to go back to the gold gloves for the just black permanent?
Black permanent? That's for the best.
There were good intentions.
John, Dana, and Trump all in the same room probably took 3 years off their life.
Time, energy, and money on them. There were good intentions. Didn't work out, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you're happy about it, Skatesman.
Jim Miller, he said that he wants to get to 50 total UFC fights and then hard stop on his career, and you can hold him to that, he says.
Deal.
And just one final one, I do have to ask you about, your friend Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get help.
Mike Tyson almost died?
Performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Old ass man.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong. When you guys know the whole story about Shark Week, and if you don't,
know, now you know.
The Roy Jones fight. You're too old. I love you. I don't want to see you take any more punishment. So I set him up on.
On the contrary, but you already know how I feel about you losing your mind on stream.
The last day and was ready to kill.
Yeah, I know, and I was actually pretty tame. So I honestly don't like you expecting the worst of me.
He cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he
with this
fucking
propaganda machine, I had every right to.
He was right about that too. But he basically said, I told him, Mike, you're basically 60 years old. And he's like, you honestly think this fucking kid's going to do anything to me? He's not good. He's not going to fucking knock me out. He's not going to do this. And you saw him. He tripped when he was walking down the thing. He had a hard time walking up the stairs. He had a knee brace.
You literally said you were waiting for
Jake
the
Paul
crash
didn't
out,
do anything
dude.
to him. He made a ton
Oh
of
yeah,
money.
Hank's gonna be in a
Nobody
bad
held him back.
mood.
You say
Hank's
you don't
gonna be
deserve it,
upset.
but you didn't pay for it. You know what I mean? And
So
you know, Mike. This is what Mike Tyson. When Mike
they're
Tyson
good
shows up,
shows. You weren't there
everybody
for
makes
the
money.
Paul versus
You know,
Tyson
Jake Paul.
stream.
You know,
There was one
I don't
moment
have to
where I
tell
was
you guys.
upset.
You guys know
So
Mike Tyson is the A
whatever, man.
plus side of that thing, and he was right. Jake Paul couldn't do shit to him.
Jake
He
Paul
was
couldn't
right.
do
And I was
shit to
wrong.
him. Yeah,
Would you
he's
say,
he's drinking the
John
Kool-Aid that
Paul
there
might
was
be the biggest
there
Wilson
wasn't
fight
a
in
no
UFC
knockout
Brock
clause there.
Lesnar days at heavyweight as well.
Be the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history by a long shot.
When you look at that fight stylistically, right, as you said, John still amazing, still incredibly varied attacks, great IQ, but it would seem that Tom's advantage would be in the speed. When you look at that fight, how do you break it down, and how do you think that could play out?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what John's going to do. John's one of those guys that I was saying earlier has the highest fight IQ. He's like fucking Elon Musk in the octagon.
Shut
Okay?
up!
Brilliant in there, and the things that he pulls off.
That
Like
fucking
you didn't see
tart.
any of the spinning elbows.
How dare you
tonight
call him a
that he
genius?
does normally. He did all different shit tonight. I'm sure he sat down
He
and watched
seriously
Stipe's
compared
tapes.
Jones
And
to Elon.
I don't know
Yeah,
what he'll do with Aspen.
he's like Elon in terms of mental
Michael
instability.
Chandler getting Charles getting his back and him doing the slams into it. Obviously not advisable, but did you enjoy that as a spectator?
I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
I said, did you enjoy?
Why
when
don't
Charles
you
got
head
to put
out,
himself back
Skatesman?
onto Charles on his back?
You're literally trying to
Yeah.
derail the stream.
I mean, obviously, look, I think he's 2-3 now in the UFC, but every time he goes out there, right, puts on a crazy show. He's one of those fighters that I'm sure you just love to have around, regardless of his win-loss record.
John Musk.
I mean,
Can't
he's
even
like an
spell his
Arturo
name
Gatti,
right.
man. He's one of those guys. Win, lose, or draw.
I know it's
You're never
embarrassing,
bummed out at the end of a Michael.
but yeah, you're embarrassing me by
I know that
even
you gotta let John
by
be John,
continuing to go ahead and
he's been
talk
here for a
about
while,
this.
But do you have to have a time limit on it for those negotiations? Because obviously Tom's been.
Yeah, whatever. Head
Do
out.
you have any idea
You,
when
you can
sort of
head
think,
out.
"Okay, come on."
No.
Dana right here. Dana right here.
Yeah.
Tired of arguing with you.
Hey. No. Yeah. There you go. Hey.
Hey, Dana. Congratulations on another great night.
Thank you, sir.
Obviously, when you come to New York, it's always a huge card. Best city in the world. Tons of celebrities. We got the great Kid Rock right here.
Yep.
He came
Yep.
to.
No, Joe's Discord is ridiculous. Yeah, they really are.
Did a free concert, so I want to publicly
They're
thank him
insane.
for that.
Yeah. Nobody loves the troops more than Kid Rock does, man. Kid Rock does so much stuff.
He's mashing up Elon and
for
John.
the troops
Ugh,
and for this country. He's a good man.
I see. Yeah, great
That
man.
said,
Great
if
man.
you
So
haven't
is
seen
John
Jones, he's
Jones,
been
and
doing
so
that
is you,
card just to
and
go
so is
watch
Hunter, and
the
so is
cards in
Elon.
New York.
You're all such sweethearts and good Christians.
Yeah. It's just here's the thing: as we go
No
into
argument.
25,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of places that we haven't been
Yep.
pre-COVID, right? And there were places that I didn't want to go until everything started to get back to normal. It's like New York City, you're not wrong, is one of the greatest cities on earth, right? Since I've been here the last 2 days, this place feels
Yeah, he
like
hardly
New York
said
City again.
anything.
Like people
No idea what he's
everywhere,
gonna do.
packed,
Glaze
shopping,
John Jones.
eating out. There's just a good energy here again, man, and it felt really good.
Yeah, good energy for you.
But in 25, we'll probably just come back here once, even though I'd love to come back here more. But there's cities that I'm going to go to.
Yeah, so I
next
can
year that
have
we haven't been to in a while. I'm gonna do
DJT
Chicago,
on
I'm
here
gonna do
over and
Seattle,
over
I'm gonna
again.
do, a few other places in 25.
So obviously this was a big pay per view. Your next pay per view, you have the flyweight title fight. You have Kai Asakara in the main event, UFC newcomer. Two-part question, being that a lot of people who don't follow.
Yeah, it was
outside of the
pretty
UFC
lame. Main
might not
card
know who he is. Are you
shit
worried
the bed.
about, not attracting as much fans? But second part,
John
he
isn't
hasn't
fighting
fought at
Tom.
flyweight in 7 years.
And maybe he just
Is that
said
a discussion with
that
the
he was going to listen to whatever
First of
Dana
all,
and
for
Hunter
people to know
wanted,
who he is and
just
be
so that
excited to see him fight, that's
could
my job.
pretend to be the good
Number
guy
two,
before he leaves.
no, that wasn't. It's very.
John is
typical
already
for Japan.
mentally
You know what I
retired,
mean?
just holding
They
on to the
always
belt
fight
for as long
higher
as
than
possible
they
before
probably
vacating.
should.
Yeah, he wants to make his life a living
But
hell,
when you come over here, there's a whole nother ball game here. You know,
obviously.
the literally the best in the world are here.
Yeah.
But we love this kid and we think it's
And we'll ask him to, then John will say Alex.
And,
Yep.
and my last question, this is your first pay-per-view since Donald Trump won the election. I know he's a close friend of you. But from a business side, how does that change the UFC?
Oh,
Is
brother.
it positive for the UFC with him
Mm.
being the president, or does it natural
Yep,
gain.
this
I
is
think
an
it's positive
inherently
for the world,
political
to
company.
be honest with you. I mean, listen, no matter what side of the fence you sit on politically, you cannot deny that there's almost like this weight that's been lifted off
You
the
know,
country right now,
just
and this
quiet
sigh
down,
of
quiet
relief.
down. Yeah,
And
that is not true at all. If you are
things
on
were
one side
already
of the
getting better.
political
He's not even in
fence,
there
you
yet.
don't agree with that
So,
whatsoever.
yeah.
So stupid.
Dana,
I know most of the people in the room disagree with me, but
Yeah, most of shut
Dana,
up,
when you,
Dana.
I got one guy back there that's supporting everything I say tonight.
Yeah, because
Thank you, sir.
you're
Dana, when you
Glazer
get the,
and a
crowd's
propaganda
reaction
artist.
after Bo won,
Alex John
was
is
it like
a
Bo
sick
was
fight,
getting
but Tom is the
overrated?
uncrowned
How'd you
king.
kinda process
Yeah.
that?
Well, we've had
Think that
these,
fifth round might have
these
compromised his chin,
discussions
though.
with Bo. Bo needs
Maybe.
work. Bo's an up and coming guy.
I mean, do you want to hop in here, Skatesman, and join me for this?
He has big aspirations and wants to move faster than he should, but
Want to
tonight show
chat about it? You might as well join me.
He still dominated. I mean, he won the whole fight, but he's got work to do. It's all right. We'll move him. And when you're in a position like Bo is, there's a lot of expectations, And
I don't like betting on Charles moving forward.
Craig, I mean, guy's a
Yeah.
fucking monster.
But then again,
Brendan
Chandler
looked
just
at me and
refused
said,
to go
"These guys
down.
are in the
So
same weight
it
class,"
was hard.
because he loves Bo Nickel. So I said, "Yeah, they are." It's
Charles's
crazy.
timing seems off with
And
his
then on
striking.
the Chandler side of it,
No thoughts on Mike and Charles?
eventually calls out Conor McGregor again. Like, do you even go down the road? Like,
Who did?
John
Bo?
is not a sick
no,
fight.
Chandler.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
Chandler.
Mhm.
It's easy for Jones.
Is that like
Con-
a
Hate
waste
when
of
we're faced with the fact that
Connor's
UFC isn't a
gonna
real
come back
sports
maybe in
organization.
5
Yeah, and
years.
neither is
He's
boxing
gonna
and
walk the
combat
time before
sports.
we
Might
go
as well
down to
be
it.
a casino.
Dana, right here.
Yeah.
Tonight, some
No,
interesting
watching
records.
Ryzen.
Miller,
All right.
7 UFC wins the most. John Jones, the first to have a 20-fight unbeaten streak.
Honestly,
Charles
Alex
Oliveira,
might just
first to have
flatline
20
John
losses
after that
in the
performance.
UFC. Which one of those is most
No,
impressive to you?
it's hard for anybody to get through that guard of John Jones.
They're all impressive in their own
As long
way.
as they have to
If you
keep
look
getting
at
through the guard of
an-
John
an-
Jones, he
an
just
older
keeps
guy
on winning.
like Jim doing what he's doing still at the level he's doing it. That's
Not act like
obviously
Stipe's
super
grappling defense
impressive.
is
And
just
then
so good that he made it to
John
the
Jones,
the
you
third.
guys don't even want to fucking hear it, but
Hmm.
and then Oliveira, yeah, he's such a beast, man.
I don't
The
know. Is
kid's-
someone really going to
kid's a
flatline
really-
Jones when he's always
They're,
running
they're
away?
all great in their own way.
Sure. And John has made it clear in kind of the interviews he's done, he wants to be well compensated for this Tom fight. And I know the last time this is kind of a thing with the Francis Ngannou fight, you said he wanted
John
30
going
million.
3 rounds was an L in and of
So,
itself.
Mhm.
do you
Yeah.
feel like this could be leading to
Aspinall
success
could
in
just
the
KO
fight,
Jones in the
or
first
do you
round,
think negotiation
but
this time?
John's
I don't
always
know.
been well
John Jones'
compensated.
style
You know,
and
he's always been
length
well
is just
compensated.
not fair.
I would never put his.
Yeah, John wins,
his
but he
number out
looked
there,
absolutely shit
but
while
it's fucking
fighting
amazing. The number
a
that he went over
60-year-old.
tonight,
Yeah,
he's made a lot of money in his career.
yeah,
Listen, you
he's
don't
old. He is
fight and
old.
then disappear for 5
John's
years.
is quick.
'Cause
Aspinall's
you
quicker
weren't
than him.
well compensated. Makes a lot of money, so he'll make a lot more for this fight.
On a slightly happier note for boxing, then I know you're disappointed about Tyson and all that, but did you get to see the Serrano-Taylor fight?
Yes, it was awesome.
Do you think?
Well, I guess we can all agree on that
Serrano-
fight being
over
awesome.
Here in the middle, Dana.
Okay.
Do you think Serrano won, as she's saying on socials?
You
or-
mean Tom could?
I don't know. I mean, I was
Yeah, Aspinall
watching it,
could.
but I wasn't scoring it. But it was a great fight. Those girls were banging, throwing.
John
the
looked bad.
combos,
Stipe
and
looked worse.
that's the
Main
other
event
thing.
in a nutshell.
I mean, all the people.
And he
that
did get
are,
some shots off.
There's a lot of. Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of
I
all
think Tom
time.
could.
And I mean, if you didn't think that that's the way the fight, I don't know what people expected.
I bet my entire bloodline's life Tom beats
He's Mike
John in an
Tyson. He's
unrigged
60
fight.
years
Yeah.
old, and
Let's hope they make it.
he knew that
Hope
Jake
they're not
Paul couldn't
cowards.
do anything to him. So you knew what you were going to get when you saw that fight. But you can't be mad. It was fucking free. We all got Netflix anyway.
The John
Right?
vacates or gets
and you
slept
got
by
to watch the
Aspinall.
men's fight.
Either way, we
The
win.
fight was good. I know a lot of people were pissed, and it was a bit of a shit show. But what did you expect? Seriously, when you stayed home and you turned on Netflix that night, we were like,
John's
holy
ass
fuck, I'm about to
doesn't
see the
even cope.
greatest
Yeah.
live sporting event of
He
all
did.
time.
He was getting touched
No,
up by
you fucking
Stipe.
did not. You got exactly what you thought you were gonna get.
I was there for the Serrano-Taylor, but it was
Oh, you were there and you flew back here? Oh,
no to watch.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
watching.
Yeah,
Amazing
you're right.
food.
And
No.
that's the listen. If,
Yeah.
if you're a fight
I
fan,
mean, he's
you're
just
right.
tall. He
You're
just
right.
kicks to the body and then he
Going off
wins.
that,
So
sorry.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Cut me off before. You were obviously watching
He's
the
a
event.
60-year-old.
what
Yeah.
did you think of like the production and stuff for Netflix? Because I imagine
I
just
just
going
hope
into
that
this
Tom sleeps
negotiation
him.
for the next television rights.
Well, nobody does
stuff
my
like-
production. I
Right.
do. That's been my deal. But that's not the deal with almost every sport. Is maybe every sport, as far as I know, but not me. Nobody.
Yeah, I
else
just
can
find it
control my
crazy how
product. I do.
so many people hate
Um,
Izzy and so many people hate Jones.
And for Netflix,
So many people
this
hate
thing
Dana
was
too
brilliant because
when they
you knew it was going to pull a
when they
massive
support
number because
Trump
of Mike
and
Tyson,
shake his
right?
hand. They
And to be
speak
fair
from
to Jake, you're
oh,
gonna turn
that
in,
that way is a
you're gonna
good
tune in
person.
to watch him get knocked out, hopefully, right? That's what everybody wants to see. And but they needed to do this test. They got the NFL coming at Christmas. They're
Round
just
5
getting
for
into
Charles
live
Chandler was
sports.
crazy. It
They
was.
needed to do this to test it, to
Rest of the
test
rounds,
something
not
that they
so much.
knew they would pull a big number on, and Mike Tyson pulls big numbers.
And you booked this
Yeah,
Gary versus
judge someone for their
Mhm.
company.
Review. No interim title, just a co-main event, 5 rounds. Was that discussed at all, and why, with Bilal out in this situation, was an interim title not the right decision?
Yeah, because we know when Bilal's coming back. You know, he's not going to be out that long. So it's a number 1 contender fight. You do 5 rounds, which is great for both of those
Number 1
guys to get
contender
5
fight?
rounds under
Okay.
their belt before they fight Bilal.
Yeah, they don't
And,
want to put an interim
when do
title
you
on
ever
anybody
have a
and
fight, especially in
have some sort
MMA,
of timeline for
where you have
Bilal.
2
They're
undefeated
not going to
guys?
be able
You
to.
got an 18-0 with a 100% finish rate and a 15-0.
I'm
Those
ready
two are the
for
best
Shavkat to
young
sleep Ian
up-and-coming
Gary.
prospects in the
That's going to be
division
fun.
to face off to see who's
Can't
the
wait
number
for
1
that.
contender.
Either put him to sleep in a submission or knock him right out.
Division. He said basically everyone ranked him
Knock
above
that pea
the
head right
interim
off
fight
its
down.
shoulders.
Was it difficult to get the fight made?
No, not at all. Listen, all these guys get disappointed about. I mean, you want to talk about disappointment?
How are you?
Chris Weidman's probably the most
I've been
disappointed
better.
dude on the planet right now. That's the sport, and it happens.
Yeah, and you announced the Q1 schedule tonight. That came out, and you're going to the Intuit Dome in LA in January. Why go there instead of Staples Center? What's appealing about that?
It's new. I like new arenas, new technology, and yeah, this place is supposed to be badass. So I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Chandler be on the prelims
I can't wait.
soon. No fight IQ. No, he's always going to be on the
When you
main
turn
card,
the UFC into this
for better or
global
worse.
entity, powerful. You mentioned that. I mean, I think for boxing fans, it was frustrating last night. So often in our lives, when boxing's had big moments, they've stumbled. That's kind of where the UFC flourishes. Is that still an option?
Chandler be on the
for you
prelim soon. Yeah,
to
he's
revamp the
he's always
boxing
going to be on
world,
a main
or is
card
that just
because he
too
always brings a good fight, dude.
complicated a task?
Had a great 5th round against
No, it's-
Charles,
it's-
man. He
it's-
kept his
it's the question,
job with that 5th round.
It's the question to ask. We're gonna find out. I'm interested in.
You know what? I am
trying to hammer
excited for
something out right
310.
now.
Yeah, because Nate the
It's done,
Train's going to
well,
be
we'll
on there,
done
dude.
around
Nate the
February.
Train being on that card alone, it's goaded.
We'll find out.
Find
He needs
out.
to be ripped
Find out.
right down to the ground and rebuilt.
You got Colby
We
Buckley.
started this company.
I got
we
Buckley
had,
chinning Colby.
like 13
Unfortunately,
contracts.
actually not unfortunately.
Nobody knew
Fortunately,
anybody.
good for me.
Weren't on television.
I get to see a
We had
fucking idiot
a
get
DirecTV
his
deal where we did like
clock
fucking
clean.
2,500
That'll be
buys
nice.
every time we did a show. And
Bo
we
needs
literally
to
built it
stop
from the
getting
ground
pay-per-view
up.
main
That's
card.
how you
Yeah,
do it. I don't know if there's
his
ever been
performances have been boring as
sporting
hell.
a business or anything in the history of the world that has brought in trillions of dollars.
Ridiculous
trillions
30-27
revenue.
on every
And at
judge's
the end of the
scorecard,
day,
by the
there's
way.
nothing left.
Should have
There's
had
nothing
one
different.
29-28. Come on.
So that's the plan.
Yeah, just two more in front right here. The odds for Tom and John were the early odds are just released. Tom is a minus 135 to John being a plus 115. I'm curious what you make of those odds.
It's awesome. I love it.
Dana likes it.
Just one other last one that I
Yeah,
remember.
I think Dana
No,
secretly
no,
wants John to get slept too for all the pain he's caused him.
Does that have anything?
Nate
to
the
do
Train
with
beat
the
up
outcome
and
of Nick
up and coming Russians in Russia
That
before
Nick's out of the
UFC
fight?
dude is
Yeah,
legit. Yeah, and he's just fun to watch, dude.
Out of the fight?
He's a very likable guy.
Okay.
Who said that?
Well,
Who said that?
Have you
What
been
was
made
that?
aware of that video of Nick going around social media?
I've seen a lot of videos of Nick.
Okay.
And Nate.
Dana, the UFC
Dana.
to the first BJJ exclusive promotional contract.
Wow, he completely dodged that Nick Diaz question. Fully dodged it. Holy shit.
For over a year.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting
That was
into
fucking despicable.
we're getting into grappling now.
Nick should never fight again.
So he's one of many. We'll go after all the greatest guys in the world. Yeah.
And Nick's just an embarrassment at this point, unfortunately.
Thank you, sir.
Wanted to ask you, were there any upcoming fighters or,
Calling the journalists libs, left wingers. With fucking dick, dude.
Just to emphasize the impact of tonight.
Yeah, the people who want information, they're assholes, man.
And everything going on the grandest stage.
You know that Dana hates the media.
Just the overall.
Except when it benefits him, in which case the media is great.
Yeah, I mean, we always, all the guys that are on the undercards are usually guys that we, have high hopes for and that, we're looking to build. I don't really understand your question about
I don't understand any question.
election, but yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, I can feel the difference when I go into
I like
places like
Nate.
New
I
York,
think
it's
it's pretty
feeling like
tasteless
crazy
how
blue,
he called
and
out
people are running
Matt
up to me and
Hughes
thanking me
for a
and saying,
rematch.
it's just, and New
I'm
York
talking about
has a
Nate Diaz.
completely different
I'm talking
vibe
about Nate the Train.
this time than the last, several times that I've been here.
Oh, Nate the Train called
feels
out
like
Matt
New York
Hughes
again.
for a rematch.
It
Yikes,
does.
dude.
One down.
I mean, Nate the Train, he's
to
always
go.
saying crazy
LA.
shit, okay?
Let's get LA back.
He had one bad promo. He's had a million
Joe,
other
do you
great
think
ones.
your fighters
His
kinda
mom ain't
relate
raised
more
no
to
bitch,
Trump
baby.
than
Where his
the
wife
fact
at?
it was, Bo, then Chandler?
Also, Matt Hughes is a fucking asshole, so I don't
Well, if you
care.
saw
That
the
promo
election,
aged like a
the
fucking
entire
wine.
country relates with
Fuck
Trump
Matt
right now.
Hughes.
Won all the swing states. The only state
Or
she
fighter
won
for the
was
main
one that
card.
you didn't
The
need ID
biggest
to vote
career
in.
jump
It
tonight.
would have been interesting if you needed ID,
Uh,
how that would have played out too. I
Probably.
think the whole
I'd
country.
say it was
It feels like
Marcus
somebody
McGee.
hit the reset
Marcus
button.
McGee.
Everything feels and however
Marcus
this
McGee is
election
ranked.
went,
Let's fucking go.
everybody was hoping it was a blowout. Either
Ain't
way,
his promoter
there
not
would
a
be
truth
no more
teller?
bullshit.
Yep.
And what I think is,
So
I think
don't trust
everybody's
his
tired of the
company because he's a
bullshit.
liar.
We're all tired. We all
I
just
don't
want
mean
to live our
company is in
lives
the
and
UFC. Company is
run
in the
our
company he
businesses,
takes.
raise our families, and do all that shit. And hopefully this stuff will all simmer down in the next 4 years.
Ron Gracie might stylistically be a disaster for Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, right. Anyone kills Ron Gracie. Train 101 Hughes.
So I've had this
Old Black
philosophy
Betty ain't liking that.
for the last 5
100,
years,
baby. Yes,
that
sir.
traditional media is dead, and it doesn't hold the influence that it used to hold.
Oh, now
Two
he's
most
hating
hated
on the
people
media
in this
again.
world right now, the media and the
The
politicians.
media.
Nobody trusts them.
Nobody
Nobody
trusts.
believes them. And
But everybody trusts
the
Trump.
true influence
Trump is
right
one of the most
now
trustworthy
is
people of all time.
on
Beacon
the
of truth.
and they're called influencers. So I've been creating relationships with these people over the last, like I said, 4
Yeah,
or
but the
5
influencers,
years.
the influencers are very
And
trustworthy.
this election was won on the internet.
Might be true.
The way-
Might honestly be true.
The way Power Slap was built.
The way Power Slap was built.
This election was won. And
The internet. The internet did it.
Vote
Chinese
was
TikTok
incredibly
did it.
powerful. The male black vote and the youth.
Stop talking about politics. You're an MMA company, not a political campaign. Fucking propaganda machine, bastards. 2 questions asked about the election. Ridiculous, dude. Ron versus Hall, BKFC. Now that I can get behind.
Outside of what? His fighting career?
Yep, outside of the cage. Like as friends.
Me and John Jones never got along outside of the cage. We've had a horrendous relationship for 16 years. Not 16. Call it 10, 12.
Oh, yeah. Now he's Glazing Jones because he's the champion.
Because it's a fact. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to whatever. I'm not saying we don't have that kind of relationship anymore, but
now I
don't
love John
have to
Jones.
like him.
Bryce would have to do
to
something
realize
fundamentally
who
stupid
he
to lose
is
to a
and
bum
what
like
he is and what
Ron.
he's capable of. And
He's capable of it.
see
You saw that
brilliance,
Ike fight. He was just
he
laying on.
He is the
just
best
laying on Dan
to
Ige.
ever fight
Ron could get
in a fucking fight. Period.
best ever.
Unless, like maybe in the Roman days. I don't know how fucking
Classic
anybody
Dana.
fought back
Dude,
then.
he's
But since
freaking
people have
out.
been fucking
Dude, I can
documenting
predict
fighting,
everything that Dana's doing.
he's the best ever.
He's the best ever.
One last question for me. Venom has come out with a lot of custom shorts this year.
God,
What brand of
stereotypical
face
to a
guard
T.
had
It's
them?
crazy, man.
Which ones are your favorite of this year?
I don't even know anything about any of them.
All good.
That is way out of my fucking wheelhouse.
Right back here.
Yeah.
You've hit 100 shows in the Apex. This year, 17 out of 28 UFC fight nights will have taken place inside the Apex. With every other sport,
What did he
back
say?
to pre-pandemic operations.
Why does Craig only use the same kick repeatedly? He has 2 hands. Yeah, because he doesn't know how to punch. He doesn't know how to fight. Otherwise, he'd actually be solid.
I'm the one that got all the
Still
sports
almost
back
beat
on
Bo
the
Nickel,
road.
though.
That you did.
Came
yeah.
pretty
I-
close.
Yeah.
I've wondered
Tom
why
is
we're
better.
still at the Apex.
I hope he is.
Because you know what?
Really do
I
hope
had
he is.
a problem going to a lot of places at one point. I said, you know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to places where it's easy to run my business and we're not going to have to deal with any bullshit. So,
I was hoping to
you
see
know,
Bo and Paul grapple.
you know where we've been? The
Yep,
usual
but
suspects.
Bo was scared of that triangle, so he never even tried it once. Honestly, would have looked better if he shot a takedown.
So
but his hype is dead now.
we're going to start hitting a lot of those places this year, and yes, sir, we will travel fight nights more too.
Yeah, will you shut up, Dana?
Thank you.
Dana, over here.
Yeah.
Over here,
Dana.
over here,
Yeah.
Dana.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Over
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
over here, Dana. Over here,
Coming
Dana.
to this room, a guy told me he have a cancer and 1 month to live, but that he was happy to have seen a UFC event. How do you
Capitan
feel
Rafuko
provide
talking right
this
now?
kind of emotion for people?
John Jones is a saint for
Tell
doing
me.
that for that
I
boy.
believe he said there was someone.
John Jones is a good kid.
What was it?
He said,
He's talking about John Jones and the kid with
he met a
cancer.
man that was dying from cancer, and he was happy that they were
Kron might tap Bryce, God almighty.
Do we have a translator here? Oh, John Jones kid. The guy with John Jones?
John Jones
No,
never had a
just,
kid on his own.
A guy in this Madison Square Garden have a cancer and told me, and
Yeah,
he
no,
was
listen,
happy.
We've
His
had so
questions
much
going
of
all
that.
over the place.
So behind the scenes, like people will reach out all the time that are dying of cancer and all these different things, and we always bring people in to experience it. And how does it make me feel? Incredible that people who are dying want to come here and see an event. You know what I mean?
He was very happy in here.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
If you're dying, might as
Yes,
well
sir.
see other people dying.
Yeah.
More slowly, but still.
John and Tom has the potential to be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time. Is that a fight that you think you could go against your normal rules and go for a stadium?
No wonder Dana
It
asked.
doesn't have the potential to. It's going to be. It's going to be the biggest heavyweight fight ever. It'll probably be the biggest fight we've ever done.
Going to be the biggest fight ever. Ever.
I hate stadiums, man. I hate them. I like arenas. It's just such a better vibe. People can see better. You know, probably not.
And that fight will obviously take place in the USA.
We don't know. We're talking about. We were literally talking about a lot of different options tonight.
Who is your favorite current fighter and all-time fighter?
Could be anywhere.
Nate the
Could
Train,
literally be anywhere.
obviously, but
Yep.
overall,
Just quickly, obviously you don't make the fights on the night, but I'd imagine
But
if Chandler had beaten Oliveira, it would have been Oliveira's obviously gonna move on and be fighting up the division. Does
maybe Anderson Silva
help him in
probably
getting
Anderson
that
Silva
McGregor fight back on track a little bit? The fact that it didn't go his way tonight.
or DJ. No, it's
I mean,
Anderson
anything's
Silva.
possible. Listen, like I said, he's like Arturo Gatti. You know what I mean?
Have you heard
want to
of
see him fight, win,
Dwyer
lose, or draw?
rating for
He's
fight
always
cards,
exciting. He's always
taking
fun. I mean,
average of the win streaks and loss
the
streaks.
last
all the
round of that
fighters.
fight,
Shut
he
up,
kept getting
Dana.
taken
I'm
down,
answering a question.
get on his
Shut up,
back.
Dana.
So when he got on his back at the end, he just stood up and started slamming him. The kid
Taking
always
average of
tries
the
to
win
win. He
streaks,
always
loss
comes
streaks
to
of all the
fight.
fighters on the
And
card.
Michael Chandler's always going to have a home here. I mean, until he decides to retire, Michael Chandler isn't going anywhere. Will he fight Connor? I don't know.
With regards,
Most
Conor, you
win
mentioned
streaks.
on the Jim Rome show
What's the
earlier
lowest?
today that it's gonna
Probably
be
an
the end of
Apex card.
next year, which will bring him over 4 years out of the
The
octagon.
plus or
We
minus
spoke to him
number.
a couple weeks ago, and he seemed more like he was maybe going to fight on February 1st.
Wonder what
Where's
the lowest was.
The disconnect there.
Who felt like that?
Connor.
Where did this
And
fight
disconnect in me?
card go on the Dwyer rating?
There's no doubt that Connor hits me up all the time. Connor wants to fight. I told you guys that he probably wouldn't fight in 24, and he didn't. He's going to fight in 25, probably.
Yeah, sure he is. Yeah, sure he's going to fight in 25.
If it's earlier,
promising, but it's never going to
go for
happen,
all
Dana.
of it.
He'll never fight again, Dana.
When it's going to play out.
Yeah, bullshit,
you.
Dana.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Uh-huh,
listening.
uh-huh.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
As he positions himself behind the customer, and balances the account, services the account. Sorry. Chandler calling out Connor was hilarious. Yeah, he'll never get him after that. Never get him. Honestly, maybe Connor would take it because now he knows
You know
that
what?
Chandler's
You know
a
what
fucking
tonight told
bum.
me?
It would get
There's no
slept
fucking
by him.
way I make the Pereira fight. John's too big. Great wrestler. See how he took Stipe down in that first round? I like Alex Pereira. I like him personally. You know, it just
Yeah,
it
don't
just
put
doesn't
it together.
make sense to make that fight. If they both want it bad enough and they're both fucking hounding me or
Don't
something,
do it. Don't do it.
maybe I would
Don't
do
do
it.
it.
It's
Don't
just-
do it. Never do
Alex
it.
Pereira is killing it. Look at his age
Yeah,
and what
Dana
he's
knows.
doing right now.
Nick versus Connor,
What's the
170.
reason to go up and fight a guy that's so much bigger than you and
Yeah, you
such a
think
good
either of
wrestler?
those guys would even make it in time for the fight card?
What is
That card with that fight would fall
Money?
through
Yeah, no,
10
yeah,
times
yeah.
out of 10.
No, you're right. That's definitely a reason. But
Nate wouldn't even make it to the
just so we're
arena in
clear,
time.
I don't want to make any of that
Have
kind
a
of money.
flat tire.
I want Pereira to stay where he is and do what he does, and
Dana.
run the street. But again, if they go crazy on me and they want to do it, then what am I going to do? They're grown ass men, and I'm sure the fans want to see it. I'm sure you want to see it. I guess we'll talk about it.
And the second question.
Better talk about it, Dana.
Before the fight, you said you're gonna announce the Makhachev Sarukan soon. Is it still like actual or?
I said I was going to announce what?
Who goes what?
Sarukan and Makhachev fight.
Oh, Sarukian and
And Makhachev, yeah, in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Is it like already like done or you're still working on it? Because
did I announce it?
Oh,
No,
Dana's
I
going to
didn't
fire a
announce
journalist
it.
who's
I
mentioning
said I was
this.
going to announce it after this fight at the press conference.
no.
He's going to fire him because he mentioned he
Good.
spoiled it. That's what he does. He betrays any journalist who says something he didn't already announce.
2 quick questions.
Who's more likely to fight again,
Some
Connor or
fighters
Nick?
said that they like the
Connor.
gloves.
Honestly,
Have
it's
you ever
Connor.
thought about just-
One guy. All right.
He's actually in
They're
solid
back.
shape.
No, just
Nick
saying,
Diaz
in
is
the
a
fighter's
junkie.
shoes, is that a? I know you said you're waiting to get more gloves in.
Nick
but
Diaz
any
could
fighters
literally
still
die
want
of
to
malnutrition before he gets a
gloves?
fight.
2 guys said that their hands felt really good after the fight. They gave better protection. Any thought on that?
Imagine how
You know how
cool
fucking
it
good that is
would
to
have
hear,
been
sir?
if
You know how much money I
Tom
spent on
got
this?
in the octagon.
Money,
Yep.
time, energy.
But they don't
I'm
let him
very
in
happy
because
that
they're
two
afraid
guys
of him.
love the gloves. I'm really happy.
There might be more than 2, but
There might be.
They're fully afraid.
Speak
of
up
Tom
now or
Lynch.
forever hold your peace. Yeah.
That's why
I'm glad- I'm
honestly
glad to
don't
hear
have
it.
a lot of hope that Dana
So,
and Hunter
last
will
question I
book
have
it.
is,
They don't even want him
it
around the
seems like you
cage.
might have
They have no
softened your
interest.
stance on an outdoor venue, perhaps for say a UFC.
If they poke and
event,
prod Jones,
or
maybe,
perhaps
maybe
even
just
a
maybe, but
smaller arena than you
we're
might
such
normally
fucking
be.
cowards.
And why is that? Why do you say that?
Allow
There's an
fucking Brock
interview,
Lesnar to walk into the cage and
couple
push
weeks ago,
DC when that
2
fight's
weeks
never
ago,
going to happen.
where
But they
it
can't even
sounded
allow
like
the
there
interim
maybe-
champion to
yeah,
get into
maybe
the
we do
cage and push
something there
John.
with
Fucking
what's
bullshit, dude.
existing, but
Corrupt
that's where I
company,
wanna lead with this.
casino.
What are your
Do you think
thoughts on
Ariel's
this
crying inside being
structure
banned from the UFC
in that
and
pro
hosting
event?
So
dystopian
all the
meme
top
fights?
executives from the Yankees were
No,
here
he's
tonight,
fine
and,
with working with the Paul brothers. He has
president
no
of the
sense of
Yankees
actual
told me
morality.
that, they would love
I
to
think he
do a
genuinely
fight at
likes the
Yankee
Pauls,
Stadium
and in
outside
his
and all that stuff.
delusional head is
It's just
pretending they're good
we
people.
did one fight outside.
But they're
one
outside
time
the
at Abu
UFC.
Dhabi. The
He,
heat
he's
was a
happy to
problem. The
be
humidity was a
fucking
problem.
Jake Paul and
The
Logan Paul
bugs were a
kissing and hugging
problem.
him.
I mean, just,
Menage a trois. Because
I don't like
it's not
doing things
involving Dana, and
in
it's
places
he gets
or
his own
environments
media
that
attention.
affect the fight. And all of those things.
He's
affect the
crying his
fight,
side being
the
banned from the
outcome of
UFC.
the
He
fight.
always will.
Um,
You think?
and again, I don't like
I
the
bet
viewing
they
experience for the fans.
had
either.
layers of security between Tom and the cage.
So
Yeah,
at
because they're
some of
fucking
these
cowards.
smaller
At
stadiums
least he
that
got the
are
Guru
really
interview.
large arenas currently available in there. Is that going to be large enough to entice the UFC to go, or still waiting for hopefully someplace to come up with something larger?
I don't know. I know everybody thinks we do everything for money, but everything isn't about money for me. It's
There's
more
the
about
granite.
experience.
Yeah, there's in the granite.
I
Yes,
never,
sir.
ever
The tank is golden.
want
Oh, I
people
made the
to turn
money.
off the television
Mushrooms.
and feel the way
1,000
they
pounds
felt
of
last night after they
mushrooms.
watched a
The
fight.
week
I
multi-billionaire.
want the
Dude, you
exact
sound like you're
opposite.
on
I want
mushrooms, dude.
people to be like,
Shrooms a
glad I
week
stayed home, glad I
multi-millionaire.
watched it,
Bones on
not
bone.
pissed I
Jones
paid
beats
for
all
it,
heavyweights. He's 100.
and I
Yeah, he
especially people
beat,
who travel.
couldn't even beat
So
Stipe around.
there will be people that will fly, buy tickets.
UFC wants to maximize their
plane
dollar.
tickets,
Alex
hotel
Jones
rooms,
makes way more money.
dinners,
No,
shopping,
it doesn't. It
tickets to the
doesn't
fight,
make any money
and then go there and have a
compared
bad
to
experience.
Aspinall and
Whether it's
Jones.
any of those things,
Clearly,
the
he
weather,
has
the
more
wind,
hype around it.
the heat,
That
the
makes no
humidity,
sense.
the bugs. I mean, any of that stuff.
Aspinall will be humbled. He's humble.
Like to be
He's
able to
humble
control
already.
everything a little bit more.
He has humility. Jones
I
has
can
no
control
humility.
everything that happens.
He's a complete
inside this arena. There could
narcissist and egotist.
be some
If
weird
so,
shit
anyone's
tonight,
getting
the fucking
humbled
gate
coming from a
broke,
loss,
everybody
it's
fell on the
Jones.
ground.
It's
You know,
not
that
sincere.
kind of shit will happen here and there. But in
You're
all
right
the
in the
years we've been
granite,
doing
and you
it,
did
it's
get
happened
number
one
one
time, right?
in the Rush Hour Topology League. So
I
good for you,
can't
man.
control what happens when that
Congratulations
cage
on
door
number one
shuts.
spot.
And if we're outside, I can't control anything.
Can't believe people actually
Nothing.
make excuses
Anything
for
can
such a
happen.
horrible person.
And I hate that.
Crazy.
I don't like that feeling.
Sure. Some would argue that
There you go,
there's plenty
Nizzo.
of other sports
Hey,
that live through it just fine.
every fucking
But
blood
people
cell
don't get
and bone in
exactly.
Aspinall's
Big
body is
difference
humble.
if you're kicking a soccer
Jones is
ball,
clearly
or,
not.
fucking hitting home runs, whatever. Totally different.
Fans want
I mean, they
Elvis
even
John.
stop the
Alex
rain
John
in
is
baseball, right?
AstroTurf by coping Johnny fanboys. Yep.
You can't stop. We can't have a rain delay.
Why not?
More people know who
'Cause it's
Alex fights
fucking
Pereira
ridiculous, and
is.
it will never
how
happen
Pereira
as long
doesn't
as I'm
do
alive.
this.
That's never gonna happen. We're never gonna have a rain delay in the UFC. Yeah.
It's on the same level
Think
as
about-
as Jones
Again, last
Pereira,
night,
Jones
boxing, right? These
Jones
guys
Stipe,
will
though.
do a
People
fight,
know who's going to win that
then
fight.
have a fucking podcast for an hour and 30 minutes
very
before the
willing
next
to watch
fucking
it for
fight
free.
comes on, right?
They'd pay to watch
We're gonna do
Jones
a rain
versus
delay.
Aspinall. They have a whole fucking
Never
country
gonna
that'll pay
happen.
for
And
it.
you know what we do? We go boom, 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 and all the fights fucking roll all night. All the shit talk's done. You don't need to see fucking.
It's a circus
Rosie
fight.
Perez
It's a joke
breaking down
fight. You
fights
know it.
and
You know that he'll just get taken down and beaten.
you know,
Why would you ever support that fight?
Really good job, but yes.
yeah. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Again, you compared Alex Pereira to a predator, but John Jones is fine. John Jones is the GOAT. He's not a predator. No way. Anyway, yeah, see you, Dana. Fuck off. Book the Jones Aspinall fight. Get the contract. There you go. Anyone that is going to buy a pay-per-view will buy Tom John. Yep. And people who know the outcome of Jones versus Pereira aren't going to buy it. So, and they're not going to buy that Pereira has a chance either. Let's run through the rest of the card, though. Let's go through it. Yeah, Dana White dodged a bunch of questions, spewed some political propaganda. And by the way, guys, that was most of this freaking card. That was most of this card. As soon as they had Trump and Dana coming down the hallway, this is all propaganda. They even had a video package for him. So if you don't think that's propaganda, I don't know what to tell you. You're in the Twilight Zone. Jones did great in the first round. Yeah, and then started to slow down. Thank fuck for next week's card. I forget what it even was. Is that Figgy versus goddamn Jan? That'll be a great card. That first round makes me incredibly interested in the fight with Aspinall. Well, you think that Jones is just going to destroy Aspinall? Hoofy looked good. He didn't look good. He didn't look good at all. Long Top is a tough SOB. Yeah, but he was cracking Roofy with some shots, and he did win that third round. I don't see Hoofy going very far. Bro, I'm going to crash the fuck out. No, you're not going to crash the fuck out. You're going to get knocked the fuck out. What is going on, AJ? Minus $1,000. Yikes, dude. You shouldn't have bet that much on fighting. Doesn't work out. Hey, Paradox the Chad. So, yeah, Charles Oliveira took on Michael Chandler. I already talked about the main event. John Jones had a decent first round. He was hurting Stipe to the body. Stipe was cracking him with those ones and twos, but he had to go through that long-ass guard of John Jones, so he never received any real damage. And then John Jones just kept getting him down, started throwing spinning kicks. One of them landed on the side, put him out. Just has long-ass legs. No, I don't think Jones cruises through Aspinall at all. However, I do think with Gordon Ryan in Jones' corner, I have more faith in Jones on the floor. Yeah, but at the same time, he'd stuff Jones's takedowns. Sorry to hear that, Darth Yeezus. Minus 2,000 for Devoid Scrimp. Why are you guys burning money on the UFC? UFC is just as legitimate an organization as the boxing promotion that showed Paul versus Tyson, dude. They're going to take the house wins every single time, guys. Bro is fraudulent. Yeah, Bo is fraudulent. He's absolutely fraudulent. He should have been 29-28, not 30-27, but had to glaze Bo Nickel. Early prelims were good, and I'll get to those. So, yeah, John Jones won because he's taller and rangier and not over 40 years old. Anyway, Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler happened after that. And Charles Oliveira, honestly, the fight played out a lot like the first fight did, but except the start of it was Charles Oliveira just smacking Chandler around and hitting that right hand over and over again, uppercut, knee to the body, Chandler running away. But then over time, Charles Oliveira started to gas a little bit. Chandler was continuing to push on the front foot, eventually hurt Charles, took him down to the ground, started beating the crap out of Charles Oliveira on the ground. But then Charles Oliveira, dude, I got to give him his credit. The man knows how to get a backpack. I swear he backpacked Chandler like 5-6 times in this fight. And Chandler got very lucky he avoided that choke in the 5th round because it came pretty close. But I guess Chandler's just so small a guy that it's hard to get under that chin. Refused to tap. And then he got one jump backwards with Oliveira in the backpack, two jump backward with Oliveira on the backpack. I love that. I love that little callback moment. That's one of my favorite GIFs of fights, and I'm glad it got recreated. That was pretty funny. So Michael Chandler can have his head high after that fight. He is a spiritual victory for Chandler, but a real W for Charles Oliveira. And I agree with some people who are saying you might want to fade Charles in the future, but he was doing really good for like 4 out of the 5 rounds. Still, like, got to always give Charles a chance. But fuck, bro, the parlay was tempting. What can I say? Yeah, it's a shame. This card was awful for betting. Yeah, I am lucky I even got more than 50% of the picks right. Bo, the hype job. Yeah, and he'll get fraud checked real soon. Hype's going to get killed for good. No campsites for me this weekend. Fuck, bro. Campsites for me this weekend. Fuck, bro. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Darth Yeezus, but better luck next time, man. And just try to invest money in things that are going to make you some money. Jones has a diverse way of getting the fight to the floor. Yeah, he has different methods for sure. I think Tom Aspinall could stuff those takedowns, though. If anything, I think he could get Jones down. I really don't like Oliveira's chances in his next fight. Yeah, and it's sad to see. He took a lot of damage to the back of the head. He did, actually, yeah. Oliveira still looks phenomenal, but that 5th round was oof. Yeah, well, maybe in another fight, Charles Oliveira finishes his opponent in the 1st round or the 2nd round. I mean, it's how he usually gets it done. Just think Chandler was extra super duper tough because he hadn't been chinned in 2 years. So maybe Oliveira looks different. I'll make $4,000 next time. Hope so, but if you don't blame me. Is Oliveira fighting Islam next? That seems to be what's in people's mouths. That's what Joe Rogan's saying. Oh, he might fight Islam next. Like, and let's not just assume that it's Oliveira fighting Islam. I think it's obviously going to be Arman versus Islam at the start of next year. And dude, Arman could beat Islam. I'm saying there's a chance he could absolutely beat Islam. But if Islam beats Arman, then it would be Islam versus Charles Oliveira. One second, guys. I need to get some water really quick. All right, we back. Devoid, we both will. Doubt it. Charles Chandler versus Max or Dan next. That's a great fight. Dude, I'd love to see Chandler versus Dan too. That might be a more competitive fight. Chandler versus Max sounds good. Yeah, that would definitely be a BMF fight. But then again, it's Ilya who has the BMF belt. Max and Chandler next. That'd be a fun-ass fight, dude. And I see Max winning it too. He's even taller than Oliveira is. Get me some water too. Retirement fight for Chandler. That sounds great. Loving the book in here. Conor McGregor. Red panty night, baby. God bless. See you at the top. It was nice seeing Trump console Chandler, by the way. Just to see both men very sad. That was nice. Very sad. Very sad. Conor will never return, unfortunately. Yep. Nice to see Dana go full in on Aspinall Jones and say he will never make the Pereira fight. Yeah. So it's either going to be John fights Aspinall or he retires. So there you go. Stand your ground, Dana. Stand your base, Dana. Stand your base. Anakin the GOAT at Clips. He absolutely is Kobe Wiggle. Then we had Bo Nickel taking on Paul Craig. And God almighty, what a bad performance from Bo Nickel. This fight actually really convinced me that if Bo Nickel had just taken down Paul Craig in round 1, probably would have subbed him, dude. Probably would have subbed him. Paul Craig isn't even fast enough to throw up the triangle at this point. When's the last time you saw a Paul Craig triangle? It's been years. So honestly, Bo Nickel got scared over nothing, in my opinion. And he just decided, well, I'll knock him out so that I never have to deal with it. I'll just pull a Kyle Baralho. And then he never got the knockout on Paul Craig. And I think that Paul Craig might have won the second round. Honestly, he was hitting Bo Nickel with some good kicks from a distance, hitting him with a few jabs. And Bo Nickel's overhands didn't look as lethal in that second round. I honestly gave the second round to Craig. So it should have been 29-28 on the judges' scorecards. And none of them, of course, gave it even the slightest chance of going to Paul Craig. And so Bo Nickel just got the win easy peasy. And it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Oh, hold on. Hello. All right, we're good. Now the microphone's good. But yeah, Bo Nickel, he had some overhand rights. He had some overhand lefts. That's what won him the fight. Good for Bo Nickel. Goes to show to me that he's never going to chin or hurt any middleweight in the top 15 on the feet. And so if he runs into a striker with solid enough takedown defense, Bo Nickel could be fucked. Like, Cody Brundage was able to shake Bo Nickel off in moments. Like, somebody who's a big middleweight is going to fucking chin Bo Nickel. I'm calling it. His ceiling is pretty low. He's not going to be fighting for a belt. At least that's what I think. Nice to see Dana, boo, Anakin to go to clips. Can't wait to see Aspinall get mauled. Jesus Christ, are you seriously a Jones Glazer, dude? God, on top of everything else, that is rough, dude. Pay John whatever he wants to fight Aspinall. I agree with Matua. Pay him half the company's fucking stocks. Paul Craig is washed and couldn't finish a wrestler. Yeah, absolutely. He should retire. No more Craig at middleweight. No more Craig anywhere, dude. He should retire. He doesn't have it. He can't even throw a 1-2. Bo beats Michelle and Hermanson. Yeah, if Michelle gasses out, he could beat him. Then Hermanson, no, Hermanson beats Bo. I think Hermanson beats Bo. He whoops Bo's ass. He's literally Joe Pyfer Jr. except with less pop in his shots. And well, I mean, Roman Dolidze was able to get Hermanson down, but I think Hermanson is looking pretty good. The fight was annoying at the end. Yeah, at least we got a finish though. Got to appreciate that. Adolfo for Vieira versus Bo Nickel. Yeah, I guess. Whatever, man. Not a Jones Glazer. I hate Jones. I just think everyone is highly overrating Aspinall. Yeah. I mean, it's just hard for any fighter to get through that guard of John Jones because he's just got tall-ass, lanky arms, and no one can land clean on him. So it's not like Tom's just going to get a 1-2 and hit him. He has to get through the guard and hit Jones with a big shot. So people only think Aspinall wins because they hate Jones. It's terrible MMA math. Well, he's quick. He's younger than John Jones. He has good grappling. I don't think he gets taken down by John Jones as easily as Stipe did. He's got pop in his shot. He's powerful. He could actually put you out with a punch. So I feel like Aspinall has a good chance. Hermanson actually took Dolidze down. Yeah. Actually took Dolidze down. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I don't think Bo Nickel beats Hermanson. Then speaking of fraud check, Vivian Araujo beats Karine Silva by decision. I think this was very deserved. Sure, Karine Silva got that Darce choke attempt at the end of the second round, but Araujo was just sort of beating her butt the entire time against the fence. Had slicker 1-2s than Karine Silva. Karine Silva had to just push herself into her punches every time. Most of them missed, whereas Araujo was tagging her with some leg kicks, had better conventional boxing, and honestly, just I was hoping that eventually we get a fight where Karine Silva would lose, and we got it. So Hermanson actually took Dolidze down. Tom whoops Jones. So tired of this Aspinall grappling take. Where did this even come from? He's from the UK. He's not a good grappler. Just stop. Yeah, but he took fucking Volkov down and subbed him with a Kimura. Are you forgetting that? He took his opponents down. First 4 fights he was in the UFC, he wasn't knocking them out. He was taking them down and beating them. What did he do with Curtis Blades? He followed up and he got right on his back and beat him. Don't tell me that he doesn't have good wrestling. Aspinall subbed Volkov. Yep. Who can't grapple? God. What is wrong with you people? What's wrong with you? Because it seems like you're the only one with this take and everyone else disagrees with you. So maybe you're the one who's fucking delusional, dude. Sorry, what can I say? L take. Subbed low T Balding Volkov somehow is gonna out grapple you. And he out grappled Sergey Spivak too. Out grappled him, took him down, beat him. He doesn't. Okay, well, whatever. You can continue to live in that world. Submitted Arlovsky in 7 seconds. Yeah. Whatever, dude. This guy doesn't know Aspinall's career. Anyway, Mauricio Hoofy taking on James Lontop. Honestly, not that great a performance from Mauricio Hoofy. Did what he needed to do. Your take is from hating Jones? No, it's from seeing what Tom Aspinall has been able to accomplish. Beating everybody. Round 1. Non AM is trolling. Yeah, well, maybe the troll can fucking shoe and head under his bridge. Spivak has a sub 50 IQ. Yeah, anybody who Tom faces is bad, therefore. Aspinall has good jiu-jitsu. Beating everyone who sucks. Okay, whatever, dude. Hey! This is a post-show! And I just talked about John Jones and Aspinall and Miocic. I already talked about it. I'm talking about Roofy versus Lontop. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. And stop being mean to the whole fucking chat. Heavyweight isn't wrestler heavy. DC was the only good wrestler. You're literally arguing with everybody. So I can fucking time you out. Is that what you want? That's what I fucking thought. Little bitch. Stipe sucks ass. Took him 3 rounds. Anyway, Mauricio Hoofy got some angles on James Lontop. Knocked him down a few times. Hurt him bad. But Mauricio Hoofy couldn't finish the job. And James Lontop, he's actually a pretty tough dude. And honestly beat Hoofy in the 3rd round. Piecing him up to the body, to the head. Hoofy was starting to get gassed in the 3rd round. He seems like a fighter that doesn't adjust well to more than 2 rounds. And I don't know, man. Mauricio Hoofy, what does he remind me of? Like, sort of like the Zach Reeses of the world. Or the, God, what was his name who got shinned? Some lanky dude. And that was on the UFC 304 card as well. Yeah. Let me look that up. I just quieted the fucking classroom there. Yeah, it's going to be like fucking Kobe Wiggle, dude. I mean, no, not Kobe Wiggle, like fucking Illcat. I don't need a fucking Illcat in here. Sorry. Obon Elliott, Sam Patterson. Ah, was someone else, dude. Who was that tall dude? I'm going to lose my mind if I don't figure out what this guy's name was. He was tall. He got knocked out by I think it was Bruno Ferreira. No, it was someone else. Fuck, I forget. Tom something. Who is he? Who's that tall British guy? Anyway, it'll come to me. Breeze or something. Zach Reese was a great comparison. Now back top Aspinall's wrestling. Hoofy exposed, in my opinion. I think so too. I think anyone who can stick it out can probably beat Hoofy. Semi-Schilt. Yeah, Breeze. Tom Breeze. That's it. Tom Breeze. Tom Breeze and Zach Reese. Both tall guys with a surprising amount of power who need to get like specific angles to get their finishes. Like, I see Hoofy as that, except maybe a little more quick or more powerful, but still needs to get really like unorthodox angles in order to win his fights. My point is, why even bring up this grappling take with Aspinall and Jones? Why don't you just bring up his ability to KO him on the feet? He isn't going to out-grapple Jones. Well, I also think that Aspinall, with his style, it's like hard to punch through the guard of Jones. It's hard for anybody to. 'Cause he takes speed to do that. Aspinall's wrestling, well, on top stock, just went up even further. Yeah, a little bit after that Slava Claus fight. Yeah, Tom Breeze. Hoofy looked fucking amazing and cool. Yeah, but he didn't look like a guy who's gonna clear out lightweight. But to know don't know how he does at the top. I don't think he does great. I think he's one of the first fighting nerds who's gonna go. An old school McGregor stance. Tom Breeze, the UK soy who only fighter to quit before a UFC walkout. Oh yeah, that's right. I also didn't watch the Hoofy fight. He'll out grapple Jones. Give Hoofy Bobby Green. That would be a good fight. Well, Stipe was getting in on Jones, so yeah, but Aspinall needs to just stand and then 1-2. Stand 1-2. With Jones, you have to pry open his guard and then hit him with something. So I just don't think Aspinall can do that. I understand your point. People think Ilya submits Islam. Yeah, he doesn't. Tom will snap Jones' arm. I'm not sure, dude. Thank you, Matua. Yeah. I just don't like you arguing with other people in the chat. It's like, it's at that point we sort of take the stream off its. What's the word for it? You take it off track a little bit. Marcus McGee. Now, this was one of the best moments of the card. Marcus McGee had actually a pretty solid back and forth fight with Jonathan Martinez. McGee looked fantastic, looked super technical. Big 1-2s. Leg kicks from McGee before Jonathan Martinez could even throw any, which was pretty smart. Sort of neutralized Jonathan Martinez's leg kicks for the first half of the fight. And then McGee was just really good at timing Martinez coming in for counters and left jabs and going to the body as well. Like, McGee was just solid all around and very deserving of getting into the bantamweight top 15. And then Jonathan Martinez, the leg kicks started to accumulate. Like, you don't want to let go over 3 rounds with a scary leg kicker, and Jonathan Martinez came close to beating McGee in terms of like snapping his leg, having him kicking his leg out, but McGee survived. Was able to make it through the last 2 minutes, still found a way to piece up Jonathan Martinez in the last 2 minutes. And yeah, I don't blame him for starting to hobble a little bit when Martinez was kicking at him. I think that would happen for almost anybody. I'm surprised it didn't happen to Aldo. But Marcus McGee, dude, he's really well-rounded. And I think he is what everybody expected Kyler Phillips to be. Jones has sloppy striking. He relied on a spinning kick to finish Stipe. Yeah, he's got bad striking. I'm just saying his defense is unfair. Aspinall has a path, but his path is short and only in the first. Well, we'll see, man. Tom Breeze had anxiety attacks. Leave him be. That's a shame. McGee is officially in the rankings, boys. Yes, sir. This is the good ending right here. This is the best part. I love the assumption of Tom sucking at grappling and having no cardio. Good old Marcus McGee. Martinez could have won in the third. Oh, Jesus. Martinez could have won in the third, but decided to clinch. Yeah, because he's reserved, and this is a good point from Drunken Boxing. Martinez looks scared to engage nowadays, and that's why he lost the first 2 rounds. Martinez had a terrible game plan. Did he forget what he was good at? Well, that's the thing. It's what I was saying. Like, because McGee was the one leg kicking Martinez, I think that sort of threw him off and made him want to box instead of hitting him with leg kicks, which was a great strategy for Marcus. Tom doesn't suck at grappling. Martinez is retarded. Yeah, he looked like he wasn't a fighter in the first 2 rounds. So that's his fault. Martinez looked scared to engage nowadays. Yeah, Aldo sort of took his soul a little bit. I didn't say he sucked. I just say if you think he's going to out-grapple Jones because he bum-rushed Volkov, I got bad news for you. I just think he has a good chance of it. Fight won't even happen. Yeah.
Yes, it will. I don't know about that. We'll see. I am not assuming anything until a signature is signed on the dotted line. Airpoint, yeah, airpoint. Yeah, that's what Jones does whenever he reaches his fingers out. He airpoints. McGee, surprised there were no eye pokes from John Jones though. McGee versus who next? Good point. I'm gonna look that up. I gotta take a look at the bantamweight top 15. Keep moving McGee up because he's at a pretty. He's in his like mid 30s right now, somewhere around there. So he needs to keep fighting up the rankings if he wants even a chance at being champion. Here, let me look it up really quick. Not number 17 anymore, baby. Number 1's Peter Yan. What? Who the fuck's Marab? Marab's still number 6 in Tapology's hearts. It's crazy. Saeed, Ricky Simone. Yep, not Pedro. Amen. I don't know about that. Font? No, I wouldn't do that. Honestly, I could see that happening. Oh, shit. Hello, am I still on the air? Hello? I think him versus Song Yadong might be a pretty good fight. Back and forth, two guys with heavy fucking mitts going at it. I think that their styles would clash pretty well. McGee versus a hobby? Maybe. Or McGee versus Phillips. They're both in the MMA lab. There's no chance in hell those two fight each other. I think him versus Yadong would be great. McGee versus Hooker? That's a completely different weight division. He's a bantamweight. Everyone versus Hooker. That I can take. Everybody wants a Hooker every now and then. I think Martinez hated the power from McGee and was afraid to engage, yeah. And I still think that Aldo made him a different fighter. Jones is scared. He is scared. He's clearly scared. McGee versus Rob Font would be cool. Yeah, but I wouldn't feed Rob Font to McGee. I'd give him a more fair matchup than that. How many MMA labs guys does he really have to beat? I think it's cruel. I think him versus Yadong would be a good fight. I'll take Hooker. Paradox, why did Aspinall duck Ngannou the entire time when he was in the UFC? He was champion. Also, they had completely different time frames for each other. That makes no sense. Are you attending DJ Aiden's birthday stream, Hank? Yeah, I might, but honestly, I've just got bad juju with No Chill's MMA community at this point, so I'm going to tread fucking lightly for a week at least. Marlon Vera or Song Yadong versus McGee. Yes, that's the fight I want to see. Hard leg kicks is all Martinez has, really? Yep. If you think about it, he definitely lost a step after Aldo. Yeah. McGee versus Ilya. I wish. I don't know. Why did John? Yeah, John. If anyone ducked Ngannou, it was John Jones. Vera versus McGee makes more sense to me than Yadong. Yeah, it is a jump up though. That is a pretty high jump up for me. I feel like Yadong is lower in the ranking, so it would make more sense. Ngannou refused to fight him and ran away to PFL. Yeah, sure. If you listen to what Dana told you, the fucking weasel slimeball Uncle Fester. Yeah, Ngannou's so scared. He was so scared of Bruno Ferreira and so scared of Tyson Fury. He's such a coward, right? Not in the AM borough. That's a ridiculous statement. For that alone, you lose the entire argument you've had with the chat the whole time. Thinking that Ngannou's scared of Jones. Fucking ridiculous, dude. The guy who, like, can't get a KO until he gets a body kick. And Jones and Aspinall's scared of him. Dude took on fucking Alistair Overeem. He ain't scared of nobody. McGee versus Mario Bautista won't happen since they are teammates, exactly. Wait, was that you fighting with everyone in his Discord? Yep, and I'm proud of it. They're on a 2-fight losing skid, isn't he? He is, and that's why I think it'd be a little cruel. Last win is Pedro Munoz. You said he was. You said, oh, and why did Aspinall avoid Ngannou for his whole career? Blah blah blah. Ngannou refused to fight him and ran away. If you're saying ran away, that's implying that someone's scared. I'm sorry though. If you say ran away, that sounds like someone's running away in fright. Last win is Pedro Munoz. Yeah, that's embarrassing, man. O'Malley versus McGee. I like the thought of it, Matua, but you're booking dream fights right now. Didn't say he was scared. He wanted money. Yeah. And honestly, the UFC should have paid him because he was the heavyweight champion of the world. It was for a big ass fucking fight with Jones too. So he earned fucking money. And they didn't give it to him. Oh, by the way, here's a fight that should have gotten a bonus. Jim Miller getting the guillotine choke submission over Damon Jackson. One of the most satisfying moments of the entire card. So happy for Jim Miller. It's been a while since we've seen this kind of Jim Miller performance where he just gets a choke out of nowhere. Like, people forget, man. People associate Jim Miller with knocking out Jesse Butler and, oh my God, Jim Miller is him on the feet now and he has so much power. Jim Miller used to just get submissions out of nowhere. And that's how he won his fights. Like random ass submissions. His jiu-jitsu game is actually fantastic. And people thought that he was going to just get beaten up and pressured against the fence, including me, by Damon Jackson. But Jim Miller, his submission grappling is fantastic. And it's age-worn and it's established. And so Jim fucking Miller got the arm and guillotine on Damon Jackson. Easy, snatched the neck, immediately got it. Fantastic work from Jim Miller. He is so back. He then talked about a fucking squirrel and tried to make a political speech. This whole freaking show, dude, it was one big political propaganda machine. And that is the UFC at the end of the day. So if the UFC's pushing some politics on you, I'd recommend fucking covering your ears because it is clearly fucking shady. And they have a purpose for it too. But Jim Miller, yeah, he just has great submission work. And Damon Jackson can never get a submission in his life. So different levels of finishing ability. There you go. Miller. Yes, sir. Jim Miller. You know they were trolling, right? It's banter. It seems like everybody's trolling in the chat these days. Nobody means anything they say. We need to, or they mean it to an extent that they lose their damn minds. We need to keep giving Miller winnable fights so no one like Bobby Green anymore. I completely agree, Anakin MMA. The MMA community just wants to keep seeing Jim Miller win fights, so let's just keep doing that, man. Plus, I thought you were anti-Zionist. Yes, I am. I fucking hate Zionists, but I know who is a Zionist, and he's going to be in office in a few months. Peanut is greater than George Floyd. Peanuts, as in plural, the comic strip. I agree on that. Peanuts is definitely better, but random ass squirrel, I don't know. What was the gist of what Miller said? He's just making a political reference. It's a talking point that you see on Twitter. It's the fucking feedback loop, and so you saw a story online. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. You know, it's that level of story that attracts the sympathy and is used as propaganda. And again, that was this entire show. So don't listen to the feedback loop is what I'll say. And also fighters that just bring up a political point are just fucking retarded. So I just wouldn't listen to them. And that includes Jim Miller, unfortunately. David Onama had a fantastic fight with Roberto Romero. I can actually understand why people were upset that this didn't get fight of the night instead of Charles versus Chandler. Charles versus Chandler had one great round, and David Onama against Romero had 3 great rounds. Back and forth action. Onama got dropped in the first round and then rallied. Roberto Romero. Sign him. Sign Roberto Romero, dude. He's tough as a fucking boot. Off you go, Eagle. Anyway, David Onama got dropped by Roberto Romero. He's powerful. He's tough. He took a lot of David Onama's best shots. Onama started to clear around second round, third round, but it was a lot of back and forth action. Romero was hitting Onama with some decent overhands. Like, I think Romero looked fantastic in this fight. Gave Onama a tough time, more of a tough time than even Nate the Train did in moments. Like, I'd sign Roberto Romero personally, but David Onama, he's solid. He's technical, but he leaves that chin open, and he's very chaotic in the cage. And I think that's what even allowed him to get beaten up by Roberto Romero in the first place. But even still, I think a great performance from Romero warrants him being signed. But that's my personal opinion. Just give Miller cans to fight, I reckon. Just give Miller cans to fight, I reckon. Yeah, I agree. That squirrel never robbed a pregnant lady at gunpoint. Yeah, but both sides have their sob stories and what they use to attract sympathy. And one example equals this whole broad issue. So, again, we take individual instances and we apply it to overall political movements and issues, and it just never works out. Both, honestly. Can't win a presidency without AIP with Super PAC. Yeah, everyone knows that. I wish that wasn't the case, but unfortunately it is. Wait, AIPAC. Oh, yeah, and both sides catered to him. Both sides absolutely catered to him. So, but one of them was more pro Netanyahu than the other. So, and that was your guy. So, enjoy that. Onama is underrated. Always has fun fights. He does, but he's not underrated as a talent. I think Onama is just exactly where he needs to be because he just has very little fight IQ. Damn, I've met Jim Miller several times at jiu-jitsu competitions. He seems like a good guy, but I've never seen him go out of pocket like that. Such a cool cat. I know. That's why I find it crazy that he just said that out of nowhere. Like, he should have just been cool and humble, but instead he chose to be polarizing. That's what this whole company was for this whole show. Excited to see what's next for Romero. Me too. Me too. I hope he gets signed. Little Mexican did well. Jesus. Roberto looked great. Yeah, he did. I'd sign him. They'd be a Diego Lopez. Weston Wilson versus Roberto next. Yeah, why not, dude? Denise exposed. Oh, man, don't remind me. Trump glazes Netanyahu. He absolutely does. That is just a fact. Denise was going to KO him in the third. I know. Because he got 10-8'd by Austin Lane and was just looking at the end of his rope. And then he found a way to chin Austin Lane. So if they'd have kept it going, I honestly think that Denise had a fighting chance. Let's get to it. So Denise was actually looking solid against Tybura. He rocked Marcin Tybura in the first, hit him with a big left hand, stumbled him down to the mat he went. But I think what really lost Denise this fight was choosing to go to the ground with Marcin Tybura. You're the striker. You're not supposed to be in full guard of the grappler who can easily turn the tables on you. And that's exactly what happened. Denise stayed in the guard of Marcin Tybura, allowed him to shift his body weight, got on top, and started laying in fucking damage, dude. If he'd have just said, get to your feet, I guarantee Denise would have hit him with a left hook that would have slept him. But instead, he just chose to go to the ground like a dummy, and he paid the price. And then he was already sort of exhausted on his back going into the second. Tybura just gets the takedown, and credit to Tybura for getting the takedown in the second round. Nothing Denise could have done there. Got absolute tar beaten out of him, 10-8, and then got a cut on his nose that just kept on leaking. But they've had other parts of the body keep on leaking, and somebody made a great point. Oralby couldn't see out of his right eye, and they still let him fight against Rebecca. But a little bit of blood coming out of the nose that's going to be patched up in 5 minutes. Oh, no, that's going too far. Soy New York State Athletic Commission. UFC needs to stop signing these kickboxers. They get exposed so bad. Denise was doing good, dude. Denise has been looking great in his last couple fights. I still think Denise has a future. I just think this was an unfortunate matchup for him. I think he's going to keep getting knockouts. He looked fantastic against Carl Williams. Fantastic. Wilson. Definitely reward Roberto for his efforts. Bad. Doctor, stop it. You tell him, Doctor, stop it. And they let Oralby kept fighting. Yep. Weird stoppage. They let Aldana fight. I know, dude. Such a bad stoppage. Like, why was the fight stopped? I don't get it, dude. Actually, why? Dude, they let Lawler versus Rory McDonald go 5 rounds. So ridiculous, dude. I wish we had Lewis versus Denise instead. I wish so too, but Lewis is a fucking bitch. And the UFC just decided to eject him from the fight. We still don't have a reason as to why Derek Lewis pulled out of that fight. So thanks, Derek Lewis, for ruining the career of Denise. How is Jack Della Maddalena allowed to fight with his nose? I know, right? He's getting no air, oxygen through there. Tybura, the ultimate gatekeeper? No, that's still Neil Magny, dude. Tybura got subbed by Spivak. He ain't no gatekeeper. Denise is fine. He got his level checked rather than fraud checked. Yeah, and I still think he gets a bunch of fight bonuses and has a great career in the UFC. Denise versus Junior Taffa next. That'd be fun. Honestly, I think Denise whoops Junior Taffa. I think he fucking demolishes Junior Taffa, but would still be a fun fight. But I think Junior's way too low level for that. Tybura is a crafty old vet. Yeah. Big meaty hooks. Let me actually look at some matchups and see what I can get for United Denise. Rigo nicking and a knocking, really little Rigo time. Nigo sitting in a wheelchair, knee knocking is so sublime. Say his name 3 times in a candle, Rigo will appear behind you. Crash, vape, toss out, probably gonna crash out, little knees knocking time. All right, let's see. What do we have for old Denise? Actually, yeah, Justin Taffa makes sense. He's not that far below Denise. Yeah, give him Justin. Why not? You rarely have an opponent pull out and then get a harder fight. I know it's sad. Hey, Dama. Hey, Tella. No, 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 no. Enrico's waiting for everyone to sleep. Not a single soul, no, not a fucking peep. He finds a little stream where he can be a creep. Don't sue me for the slander, it's the truth, the degenerate one. Commenting away with a vape up his bum. Waiting for an opportunity to find a little boy. Cause Rigo will goon for you. And Rigo nicking and a knocking. Crazy little Rigo time. Nigo should be in a wheelchair. Knee knocking is so sublime. Didn't expect Ramiz winning by KO. That was a great moment. That was a fantastic moment. And good for Ramiz after having his entire fucking ear ripped off. Thoughts on Musical literally getting sued for that song? Rigo is such a fucking wimp. And he's going to lose. He's going to lose that lawsuit too. Ramiz versus Oban next. Yeah, I mean, they are on the same schedule, but I don't know. I think Oban probably chins Brahimaj, and I think Elliott's good enough. Well, then again, he beat Hafez. It actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Battle of who can fucking knock out the other. Ramiz Brahimaj, and Gall was doing good. Gall was hitting him with some clean shots, being quicker than Brahimaj. Then Brahimaj kept engaging in the clinch and just throwing up knees, and then hit a big overhand right that slept Gall. So there you go. And then Oban Elliott was honestly, he was doing well. He was doing well against Hafez. I think Elliott was up 2 rounds. I think he was. slowly picking Hafez apart. I mean, isn't it crazy? Oban Elliott was sort of like fighting like Paul Craig and throwing out leg kicks. And just like barely any moments was throwing combinations. And then the one time he threw an overhand right, he slept Basel Hafez. Isn't that sort of crazy, guys? Paul Craig turned fucking Ilya right there. So yeah, pair them up. See who knocks out the other. I thought Ramiz would grapple. Nope. Power puncher Ramiz Brahimaj, dude. Oban deserves a name. Charles Oliveira, brother. Yeah, well, Paradox of Chad loves him some Oban Elliott since he's from similar spot as him. All right, let's see what Oban Elliott could get. Yeah, he's number 47. It's honestly a pretty low ranking. Charles Radke. Amasov. D-Rod. Okay. Not Ponzinibbio. Alex Morono. Themba. Meh. You know what might be a pretty fun matchup? Him versus Uros Medic. Him and Uros Medic. I think that'd be a really fun fight. But them against each other would also be good. Oban versus Chidi. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one, I guess. I like him versus Medic a little bit. Fez versus Jared Gooden. Is Gall finally cut now? I'd assume so. Oban is cool. Love the Welsh. Me too. He's finally accepting his gimmick as the Welsh gangster. How are you? I'm doing all right, Kobe. Oh, I'm actually feeling better after this post-show stream. Oban versus D-Rod. Yeah, that is one to make. That's a good one. I'd enjoy it. D-Rod. All right. Yeah, Oban versus D-Rod. That'd be a tough back and forth fight. I like that. Or give Oban to Kelvin. I think that's too big a jump up, personally. I think Hafez got overhyped because of his performance against Jack Della Maddalena, but he's kind of average. I think Hafez got overhyped because of his performance against JDM. Yeah, exactly. But he's kind of average. I mean, Mickey Gall was dropping him. So the guy who just got chinned by Brahimaj in a couple minutes. So yeah, Fez is going to get cut soon. That's good too. Kelvin is fat. He is. He'd probably honestly eat Oban Elliott for breakfast. No Jones. Gall ain't cut. He grew up in the UFC. He's been with the company since he was 23. That's a shame he's going to keep losing then. How come old man Stipe? Old man Stipe. Old man Stipe. He's coming for you. Didn't get a retirement vid, but Watterson did. I know. Why would they ever prepare a video for Michelle Watterson? She has done nothing. Nothing in the sport. Fucking embarrassing. They'll give you they'll give a tribute video to Donald Trump because he saved the UFC one time, but they won't give one to the heavyweight fucking goat Stipe Miocic. Injustice, dude. Don't even care about their fucking legends. Gall is very average. He's kind of getting better besides this fight. You know, he's bad again now. Hank Wecker, miss you fart. Interesting. Interesting from King's World. And then the opener. Goddamn. Dude, I should have picked Eduardo Mora. This is one of those fights where I just feel stupid for picking Veronica Hardy because she got taken down by Jamie Lee Horth, guys. Got beaten up by Jamie Lee Horth in round 3. Eduardo Mora's whole thing is that she takes other fighters down. She even did better than Veronica Hardy on the feet, dude. Hardy just had a fucking bad night at the office here. Didn't dominate in any way whatsoever. Settle down, boy. Settle fucking down. I like this fight. Mora looked bigger and she's cute. She is. But yeah, it was just fucking piecing Veronica Hardy up on the feet. In the first round, left Hardy with a bloody nose. got the takedown when she needed to, and then in round 2 and round 3 just fucking went to work on her. I should have picked Mora. Had a fucking gut feeling in the back of my brain that she just out-grapple Hardy, but I wanted to believe. Hardy's too small for 125. Yeah, unfortunately. It's always going to be a challenge for her. Eduardo was way bigger. And she was a strawweight. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this woman was a fucking strawweight, guys? How crazy is that? That's literally just not fair. That is a weight bully. And she was. She never made weight. She's even tall for flyweight, dude. She should be a bantamweight. Hardy's so gun shy. Yeah, it's a shame. Against women she can beat, she isn't. My one good pick, yeah. That's the one I should have taken, dude. Shouldn't have listened to any of the predictors and just gone with my own mind. There you go, man. That's it for the show. That's it for the UFC 309. Honestly, sort of a mid pay-per-view. Pretty mid. It had its highlights, though. It's good to see Jim Miller get a submission win. That's probably... And McGee win as well, so... Had fighters we like to see win, pull it off. Veronica Hardy's a little batty. Yeah, we know how you feel about it, Darth Jesus. Hardy has massive hamstrings. She did well in the third. Mora's strategy was so cool. She made Hardy run into her cross. Yeah, fantastic strategy on the floor. I hope she starts to finish it. This is why I picked her against Denise Gomez. It's why I picked her. Because she looked solid in every other fight before that one. But I don't think she was prepared for the takedown defense of Denise Gomez, and now she is. Now she's fully prepared. Like, she's ready to have a good game plan that'll throw her opponents off guard so she can take them down. I'm looking forward to seeing Eduardo more in the future. Hank is the baddie. I am a baddie. That is right. But only when it comes to bad picks. Although I did go over 50%. Went over 50% for this show. So people forget, man. Hank the Tank usually goes over 50%. And Skatesman and Hank tied going into the main event. It was only the perfect prediction from Skatesman that won him the contest. But we were tied going into the main event. So Hank the Tank and Idaho Skatesman, both of the same fucking brain, dude. We always come close. Mora's attitude in between rounds is energizing. Jesus Christ. Glazing. Dan Hardy is a lucky guy. Absolutely. Yeah. What contest. Yeah. It was a card, all right. It was one of the cards of all time, guys. But yeah. Shout out to Skatesman for winning. Shout out to In the Granite for getting number 1. And guys, Ryzen Landmark 10 is happening right now. So stop everything you're doing right now and go watch Ryzen Landmark 10 because I guarantee it's going to be a better show than whatever the fuck this was. Miller was definitely a highlight on a below par card. Couldn't have said it better myself. What's wrong with glazing? I love giving parades to our women fighters. Yeah. Except when they don't deserve it. Well, you see Macedo started ignoring Dan when he kept giving her bad advice. I laughed so hard. Stop the fight! Stop the fight! But until we meet again, troopers and grinders, you have escaped the war zone for now. Oh dear, what I said, little life Jane. Oh, hear what I said, little life Jane. Oh, hear what I said, Nego. Nicking and a knocking, silly little Rigo time. He go. Oh, should be in a wheelchair. Nick knocking is so sublime. Say 3 times his name in the candle. Rico will be here behind you. Don't sue me for the slander.